as I stand up here today, it's a really cool day for First Commonwealth Bank and for myself. First, I want to thank Renda Broadcasting for putting this together. I would like to thank the Westpac and the Heritage Conference for giving First Commonwealth Bank the opportunity to be the sponsor. I'm standing before you today wearing my Penns Manor blue and white. So I am a former member of the Heritage Conference. It was the Appalachian Conference, as Mark had mentioned back then. And as I reflect back, I think about what being a student athlete meant to me and to my growth at that point in time. And I also stand here very proud of the fact that First Commonwealth Bank is, as Mark mentioned, is sponsoring this. As he alluded to, there's 10 schools in the Westpac and 10 schools in the Heritage Conference, and those 20 schools encompass 5 counties in western Pennsylvania that are very important to our market. These are roots, our original roots, and it's important that we be good stewards of the community and give back to the community in those ways. Some of my best memories of high school were being a student athlete. Some of the stories that we tell, they get stretched a little bit at this stage, being this far removed from high school. But there's some of the fondest memories, and there's some of the best growth points in my life. Is how to be humble in the eyes of victory, how to be proud, how to overcome adversity, and those are all things that have kind of led to my growth in my career. And I think by First Commonwealth being a sponsor, it shows our commitment to helping the youth achieve those goals and to become better men and women. So with that, again, I'm proud to be here representing First Commonwealth. And at this point in time, I'd like to announce that First Commonwealth will be the sponsor of the Appalachian Bowl for the next 3 years. We're making a commitment, and I'd like to present a check on behalf of First Commonwealth to the representatives from Westpac and the Heritage Conference. It's a big check, guys. It's a big one.
Have a good day.
The check for this year in the amount of $5,000, a $15,000 commitment over the next 3 years, in 2017, 18, and 19. And behind Jim, Greg, and Jody, you see the Appalachian Bowl logo with the 2 helmets, Westpac Conference and the Heritage Conference. And as we get closer, it might be the final week of the season, we will change those helmets out with the respective logos of our 2 participants. Guys, if you would stay up here at the podium, Jim Foster from Commonwealth Township and the president of the Westpac Conference, Jody Rainey, the president of the Heritage Conference and principal at Homer Center High School. And Jody, there's been so much excitement with the return of the Appalachian Bowl. I know you know the history that I went through as well. Talk about the commitment that First Commonwealth Bank is making here today and what it'll mean to take this event to an even higher level.
I think Greg said it best. Little fact, Greg and I have been teammates. I also graduated from Penns Manor, but sorry, Greg, I had to wear my Homer Center colors today a little bit. But anyway, Greg said it best. I think it's really important to note not only are they sponsoring the Appalachian Bowl, but they also, when we had talked about the crossover games, they were very much intrigued by also providing some type of support to increase opportunities and exposure for our students in both the Westpac and the Heritage Conference. What this is going to do for us is going to make a championship experience for all the kids, not only the championship game, but also all the crossover games. And that's what it's all about. It's about community involvement. It's about taking those lessons that our kids can learn through athletics and applying them to their personal life to lead to success. And we can't be more grateful than we are to First Commonwealth Bank for their commitment to both our leagues, Westpac and the Heritage.
Jim, you had the pleasure of hosting the game last year as it resumed after the 23-year hiatus. Maybe you can talk about that, what it meant to the school, and moving forward, what the commitment today means to make the Appalachian Bowl even further in the spotlight.
Well, it was sort of unique that we had the opportunity to host it, and the same two teams were playing in it that played whenever it wrapped up before in the past. It's just a great opportunity for all the schools that are involved in the process, with the most important part being the student body. And that's what the PIAA is about. That's what our conferences stand for, is the students that are out there and those that are participating. And we've had a good working relationship with the people from the Heritage Conference. Looking forward to that continuing to grow, and who knows what could happen in the future. And so far as maybe carrying over to other sports and other opportunities, we all work very well with our student body. We're all very proud of our students and our conferences, and just looking forward to what may be.
Well, one thing that will be, and I don't know if one of you want to comment on this, that something that used to happen as part of the Appalachian Bowl was an event a couple of days prior to, 2-3 days before. And Jody, can you maybe expound on what I'm referring to?
Yeah, one thing we wanted to do was, being a former member of the Appalachian Conference, myself as a player back in high school, unfortunately I never had the opportunity to attend one of the championship luncheons. That means I never played in the game. But, Paul Leonard sitting over here, Paul has been with the Appalachian Conference for years and still, continues and contributor as a Westpac member. Him and Colin have gotten together, and we are going to be revising the championship luncheon press conference. I think it's calling the Wednesday, I believe. Yes. It's the Wednesday before the championship game. And Paul's been very good at lining up a lot of the logistical parts of that, and him and Colin have done a great job. So we're really happy to provide a championship experience for those teams fortunate enough to play in that game. So we're very proud, and it wasn't for First Commonwealth, their commitment to the kids and our conferences, that would not be possible.
Jim, anything else? We want to thank Dustin from the Indiana Gazette, and also WJAC TV, John Smathers, digital manager from Renda Broadcasting, for covering today's event. And one-on-ones certainly will be available. Again, if you would put your hands together for First Commonwealth Bank for the commitment they're making, 3-year sponsorship of the Appalachian Bowl. We're looking forward to it.